Minecraft Anarchy is a very surreal way to play Minecraft, and I love every minute of it. But 2B2T takes it to the next level, and I can't begin to tell you the fun you can have on this weird server without telling you how to play it. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you all you need to know to get started on 2B2T, and even maybe a little bit of the advanced techniques veterans use that can get you more acquainted with the madness than the average player. You've seen the title, you're as interested as I am with this kind of stuff, so let's get right into it.
The Snake 52.
2B2T is the oldest Anarchy server in Minecraft!
The travel meta has been extremely surreal, from using the weirdest items to get around, from pigs to horses to traveling on the nether roof. The travel meta today is by far the most effective with Elytra. I will be reviewing a free client and a paid client's method to fly with an Elytra. SailHack is a free client. To start, I like to build about at least 20 blocks, or find a tall hill at least that high. I make sure I have my cell client keybind to the right key. This is my first time playing during this session. It's also a good time to see the settings. I prefer to use the X key for my keybind. I jump off and spam my spacebar and press X to fly still. I move forward by pressing the W key. I go up by looking toward the sky about a 45-degree angle and holding spacebar. I don't recommend this if you want to get up quick. I like to use fireworks for that. I will be reviewing Future, a paid client. I start with checking my settings, if it is my first time attempting to fly during the session. I prefer to use comma for my packet fly keybind because it's out of the way of keys I frequently use, and if I mispress it, 2B2T has a plugin that will kick me from the game if I have it on too long, or if I put it on more than 3 times in 1 minute. This is also showing my settings for packet fly. For flight, I check my keybind, and I also see the settings here. If they are not right for flight and or glide speed, I type in the command bar dot flight speed 18 and or dot glide speed 0.001. I start out on flat ground like the Nether highway. I jump in the air and I press my keybind for packet fly. And I want to spam spacebar and take off packet fly until my Elytra opens. If it does not open in 2 seconds, I turn it off and drop back to the ground. I don't want to enable packet fly more than 3 times in a minute or the plugin will kick me from the game. My Elytra is enabled. I quickly press my keybind for flight, which I prefer X. Side note, I do not want to use multiple clients of Elytra Fly at the same time. For SailHack, I may use packet fly to get up from Future and then enable SailHack, but I do not want to enable more than 1 flight. I have used Future, Flight, and highly recommend it with anyone with the budget. That's it for flight. Let's jump into the world of PvP. The 2B2T PvP meta of crystals is not sufficient in itself, and there's a need to have hacked clients. This can get very complicated, but I will review some client settings that will get you to learn to PvP. I run Future, SailHack, and Rahama client. For Future client, I use Auto Crystal with these settings. I keep mine to R. For Aura, I use these settings, and I also have it keybind to R. For Auto Totem, is very important because when I pop a totem, I'll have a totem automatically placed in my offhand. I'll auto reconnect when I get disconnected. Middle click friend when I'm playing in teams. Velocity is very important with these settings. So when I get blown back by a crystal, I will not move or pop in the air. Or when I get hit by a sword, I will not have knockback used towards me. ESP is very important also. Holes, you can see what hole to get into. Extra tab to see all 200 plus players online. Full bright, so I have a light potion always on me. Name tag, so I can see players' armor, durability, item name, health, and their ping. I have this setting to see how big their name tags are of other player. No render, so when I'm hit with a sword with fire aspect, I am not have the fire animation played over me. No weather, so I don't have to deal with lightning and rain in the overworld. View clip is for when I'm Elytra flying, third person. Fast place for when I place XP. For Cell Hack client, if I want to use Cell Hack Auto Crystal, I like to use aimbot with this setting, and also Auto Crystal with these settings. And I like to use Auto Trap to trap the player, so I can store them so they cannot escape. I keep mine to I with these settings. I have Kill Aura if I want to use Aura with Cell Hack with these settings. Use Chat Notifier. And Friends if I'm using Aura settings. I like to use Hotbar Cache. For Rahama client, I like to use Surround, keybind to G with these settings. Being in a hole while crystalling, I try to put them underneath the player I am PvPing or next to their head. The client will do this for you. I started with my aura and crystal aura both keybinded to R. I have one on and one off, and I switch between them. I want to have my aura setting on while I'm running around or trapped in a hole next to an enemy, and my crystal setting on when my enemy is not in a hole or has his face showing. I want in my hotbar some XP, golden apples that I always want to be munching on when I am being attacked, a maxed out sword, a pickaxe, chorus fruit to get out of obsidian traps, and crystals. And I maybe want some backup armor in my inventory, totems, XP, and the amount of each is my preference. I can also use X carry to have more items. I press my keybind for surround from Rahama client if I do not have my feet covered on all sides. The colored holes marked how safe the hole is from red, which means surrounded in obsidian. Yellow means 1 to 3 pieces of obsidian and bedrock for the rest. And green, all bedrock surrounding the hole. I can use E-pearls to pearl away if I think I need some time to XP my armor or get another kit to re-gear or even fly away. Maybe to my dupe stash. And if I don't have a dupe stash, I need to find a base. To find a base, I will go from beginner to advanced and review the effectiveness of each. The most beginner way of finding a base is flying down the Nether Highway with around 100 to 200k overworld equivalent with no special settings on, just testing your luck. I can use new chunks in my future GUI to highlight chunk trails. The red squares mean that the chunk has not been loaded by anyone before and a base cannot exist there. I can follow these borders of new chunks until they hit a base or a dead end. This is a method that can be effective but very time consuming. I did use this method and some others to find Fagalantis. A mid-tier level of finding bases is going to the Nether and using the mod Baritone. I type in the command panel hashtag go to portal, and it will track the nearest portal. I do not want to be close to the nether highways, or it will just lead me to ones near there. And there are a lot of bases that aren't grouped around there. If I hop in the portal and there's nothing, I can go about 200 to 300 blocks in the air and turn on Stash Finder. Here are my settings for that on Rahama client. And also Rahama Elytra Fly. I can even leave this on all night to find a base. It will log shulkers and chests I pass by in a text file. I also like Rahama client with using Elytra Fly. If I am just flying around, it will pick up shulkers, groups of chests, and signs that are not in my ESP view. An advanced method of finding bases is going out in the nether 20,000 plus blocks and a good deal off the highways, and open Elytra Fly with tracers to items on. This will help me find tunnels players have built that I can travel down. Even if they cover their tunnels up, I can keep going that direction to see more blocks I have in mind. If I am lucky, I can find another portal to a base. I missed this video using 100k map download to find bases, chunk trail directions to find very old bases, and clients that have more complicated forms of PvP setup. Hope you enjoyed the video overall. And as always, snakes, happy playing.